Alright, so today I want to show you how to save $10,000 in 2024. By the end of this video, you'll be saving so much money, you'll be printing it like Papa Jerome Powell. So money tip number one, take a blank piece of paper, fold it in half, and then fold it into an L shape just like this. Next up, you're going to close your eyes, visualize the secret, and just pray this works. You're like, what's on the other side though? It got printed on both sides. Next, we're going to make the bill worth twice as much by splitting it. And this bill is for me, and of course this bill is for you. Psych. Not until you smash the like button. I'll wait. Smells like OnlyFans. Now the OnlyFans you'll be seeing here are these magic fans, which I think is the best social media platform name for magicians. OnlyFans. Which brings me to tip number two. Don't do it. And do this instead to save $10,000 in 2024 really fast, so let's get into it. Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the tip. So tip number one is first, go get your free money. 1 in 10 Americans today have missing money. In fact, between 2022 and 2023, over $5.4 billion was returned to the rightful owners. Now this is 100% free. You don't have to sign up to anything. All you have to do is go to missingmoney.com, type in your first and last name, and it will give you a list of all the money that is potentially owed to you by banks, credit card companies, and so much more. I typed in my family name and it blew my mind. Between myself, my mom, and my dad, we're owed roughly $350, if not more, between companies like US Bank, CenturyLink, and others. That is just insane. I'm gonna tell my parents to watch this video right now, but chances are they're probably already watching it because they love me. And there's more. You can get unclaimed money and assets from the Treasury Direct website and find more resources like undeliverable payments, mortgage insurance refunds you might be owed, unclaimed money from credit unions, and even the US courts from bankruptcies. You can go to unclaimed.org to learn more. This works if you're in the US, and it even works in some Canadian provinces. But let me know if you're able to find any free money in the comments down below. Now tip number two is to get even more free money. And the way we're gonna do that is by signing you up to a 401k as fast as humanly possible. But Andre, I heard that the 401k was designed to trick the middle class. No, that was a TikTok video designed by a business guru so you can spend your hard-earned money buying their mastermind coaching program. Now, a 401k is an amazing tool that will supercharge your savings to $10,000 much faster because 401ks act like baskets that will shelter you from taxes. So you pay less and you keep more, either earlier or later when you sell your assets and you withdraw. Now, the way to actually get free money is to go ahead and talk to your HR department and say, shh, they don't know I know this one trick. Now, you ask them what their contribution limit is because most companies will offer some sort of a company match made on behalf of your 401k up to a certain amount that is usually a percentage of your yearly income. And according to the latest data, the national average is 4.5%, but it can range anywhere between 3 to 6%, so that's where you want to be. So for simple math, if you make $100,000 per year and you get offered a 5% company match, that means you can put up to 5% of your 100k salary, so $5,000, at which point your company will also match that same $5,000. And that is free money, and you should prioritize these company matches over everything, including and especially your children. And by children, of course, I'm referring to your debt, because the percent return on paying down your debt is equal to the interest rate of your loan. And even if we take something as high as a credit card, which has over 30% APY, the percent return on getting free money is much higher. It's 100%. And that's why you should always prioritize getting free money first. Now, the only exception to this rule is if your debt leaves you with nothing in your savings. In that case, prioritize your debt. But just don't forget about free money and always take advantage of it. Now, tip number three is where we start to make some extra money. And one of the easiest ways to make extra money is to sell your extra stuff. Now, I sold my soul and all I got was card tricks and I became an influencer on the internet. When it comes to selling stuff, some of my favorite platforms are Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and Nextdoor, which is a very popular website for homeowners and renters in your specific area. You can also make an account and it's 100% free. But let's say you don't have a lot of stuff to sell because you became a minimalist and you accidentally sold all of it. Nextdoor has a section called For Sale and Free. And once you click on that, you'll find a ton of interesting things people are giving away for free, like this adorable lost puppy that I hope finds its way back to the owner, and also this yard sign sign that says, "I'm a Republican, but I wasn't always that way." No, I have no idea what it says, but most of the stuff you're gonna find on here is gonna be completely junk. So we're gonna have to sort through it and find the good stuff. And a good way to do that is by going to the left side of the screen and clicking free. It will show you items that are only free, and the stuff that people are giving away ranges anywhere from nice appliances, sofas, a safe, these 6 cement blocks for some reason, and Louis. Well, I'm sorry, Louis. This has been hard for both of us. This has been a long time coming. But most of the stuff on the platform that you're gonna find is not gonna be extremely valuable, but occasionally you'll find that diamond in the rough, and all you have to do is just drive there, pick it up, not get mugged, so maybe bring a friend, and then just clean it up, take nicer photos because no one ever tries, and you'll be surprised at how much money you can make, especially if you know what you're looking for. Pro tip, stick to the nicer areas of town, which for me are places like Henderson and Summerlin, and you'll be shocked at some of the stuff that rich people are giving away for free. And tip number 4, once you've maximized getting all your free money and all your free stuff, start a side hustle. Now before you start a side hustle though, just remember that all of them will take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and none of them will come easy. Unless you've got some special talent or some special skill, you're gonna have to experiment with a lot of them to see which ones you really like doing. And none of them will be the get-rich-quick schemes that you see online. And if someone tells you, well, I make $10,000 a week working from home filling out online surveys, that is not a thing. They're just trying to sell you something. All side hustles take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of failure, and in some cases, a lot of your money. Now the good news is there's a lot of side hustles to pick from nowadays, like starting an Etsy shop, Uber, DoorDash, day trading if you want to lose your money fast. Or if you're like me and you like to lose money slowly, practice cardistry for 20 years and then someday, one day, you might get good at it.
I'm waiting on the good times now.
But personally, one of my favorite side hustles that actually works, that I actually pay people for doing for me, is TaskRabbit. For example, I've hired several electricians at this point, and I've paid them $43 an hour to help me do things that I can't do myself, like changing light bulbs. But once you've signed up and you've listed your services and you've provided your rate, you can start helping people with their daily lives. And that includes everything from helping people assemble furniture, mounting things like TVs, mirrors, and picture frames, helping people with moving in and out, general cleaning, landscaping and backyard work, something I just paid someone to do as well, home repairs, and even painting people's houses and interiors. Now, some of these tasks take no skill at all, and other tasks will need an expert for. Like sometimes I'll watch the electricians at my house and I'll think, man, I could have done that. So if you have the time, try to learn one of the more valuable skills and you'll easily replace a yearly income by getting lazy people like me to pay you money. And tip number 5, now that you got free money, you've got free stuff, you can make a little extra money by renting out that stuff. Like your girlfriend. OnlyFans is a great... No, actually, I did consider it though. I was like, you want me to do it? I'll do it. I'll show it, Toe. Fine, you talk me into it. There's lots of different platforms that'll make you money by renting out your stuff. Some of the more popular ones are places like friendswith.com and fatllama.com, and once you find your area, you can see that there's several things for rent like mountain bikes, action cameras, paddle boards, and electric bikes seem to be very popular. You can set your hourly and daily rate along with the replacement cost, write a short description, and you're good to go. But before you try this, please remember to be very careful because there's a lot of horror stories about people saying that their stuff got stolen. So I would only rent the stuff that I would have no problem losing, like the stuff that I got for free. Now, arguably the thing that's gonna save you the most amount of money fastest is a fancy thing called house hacking, which is essentially renting out a portion of your house to someone else. There's lots of ways to do this, whether you're using platforms like Vrbo and Airbnb, or you have a duplex, a triplex, or a bowflex. Now, 2024 is also the first year that I personally live without a roommate for the first time since 2013. In roughly 11 years' time, there may have been 1 year where I lived alone, but in the 10-year time frame, I've always rented a portion of my house to someone else, either on Airbnb or to a friend, and on average, I've made about $450 a month. Even the house that I live in today, for the majority of time that I've owned it, I rented out a spare bedroom to a friend for $450 a month. Now, $450 doesn't sound like a lot to most people, but invested in the stock market for 10 years making 8% returns is $78,000. And that is money that's in my pocket now. But that's not even the crazy part. If I leave that $78,000 invested in the stock market and I put in $0, I just let it do its thing, 32 years from now, when I'm 67 or the full retirement age, that money will be worth close to $1 million. It's kind of crazy for me to think that I've automatically set myself up to become a millionaire just by renting out a portion of something that I didn't end up using anyway. But Andre, $1 million 32 years from now is gonna be like $100. And maybe it will be, but I'd rather take $1 million 32 years from now than $0 32 years from now. I think the only real scary part about this is I'll be 67 in 32 years. Time flies. And tip number 6, if you wanna save $10,000 instantaneously, the only tip you'll ever need is this one. All you have to do is spend $400 less. That's it. By cutting just $400 out of your expenses, you will save yourself $10,000. And that's because of something called the rule of 4%, which is the golden rule of retirement. And the way it works is, if you want to make $400 in passive income, you will need $10,000 invested, working for you in your stonk portfolio, paying 4% per year to make that same $400. So just by cutting $400 out of your expenses, you've saved yourself $10,000. True story. In 2017, before I launched this YouTube channel, I wanted to do YouTube, but I didn't have the courage to ever launch it. And I filmed a couple videos for a channel that I was gonna call Frugallennials, combining frugal and millennials into one, talking about the power of cost cutting and saving money. And one of the first videos that I filmed for that channel was my girlfriend and I going to the 99-cent store and grocery shopping and cooking a delicious meal. Now, I am not exaggerating when I tell you this, but back in 2017, we were spending $100 per month on food. Now, I know that's extreme even by those standards back then, let alone after all the inflation that's happened since then. But that's when I was learning the power of cost cutting, saving, and compound interest, and I realized that cutting expenses was one of the few things that I could control in my life at that moment because I was jobless. So let me blow your mind again and show you a different example of how I can save you $250,000. Check this out. All you really have to do is spend $10,000 less this year than you did the year before. So if it costs you $50,000 to be you, divided by that same 4% rule of retirement, gives me $1.25 million. That's how much I need invested working for me at 4% to make that $50K a year. But if I lower my spending from $50,000 down to $40,000 a year, divided by that same 4% rule of retirement, will give me $1 million. That is a difference of $250,000. And that really shows us the power of saving and compound interest and how just cutting a little bit of expenses will make a huge difference. $250K less in your stonk portfolio. And tip number 7 is to smash the like button and subscribe so I can continue making these silly videos that I have way too much fun making. Also, don't forget to check out my podcast called Don't Sweat It. I recently got to sit down and talk with Jim Cummings, who's the man who voiced our childhood.
Come for the finance, stay for the magic.
Oh, he's a flying talking donkey for
All right, that's it. I'm out of here.
Yes!
Pokemon.
Show us the hook. Give us the hook. We want the hook.
Smash the like button. Or Taz get mad.
And as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to grab your free stocks. Links are down below, and then go track them automatically with a spreadsheet link down below in my Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to see you back here on Monday and Friday, sometimes a Wednesday. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.